You got into Harvard Law?
What, like it's hard?
Girl power!
She's a shining example of how to be super duper confident.
Totally look the part.
Confidence is, I know my worth, I know I'm great, and I think you are too, and I want you to see it.
Trust me, Paulette, you have all the equipment. You just need to read the manual.
Elle, for the longest time, up until this exact point, has let the people she cares about dictate to her what she can and cannot do. And she says, well, I'm gonna prove them wrong.
I object.
Her whole message to everybody there is follow your passion and lean into your individuality, because that's how you give your unique gift to the world. And that is how Elle Woods acts.
Trust me, I can handle anything.
Is it cheeseball and a little hackneyed? Sure. Do I love it anyway? Absolutely. Hello and welcome to Cinema Therapy. I'm Alan Seawright, a professional filmmaker who needs therapy. That guy's gonna give it to you, not me.
Okay, I'm Jonathan Decker, licensed therapist who loves movies, and I already know what we're doing today. We're dressed for it. We're gonna bend and snap for you good folks.
Works every time.
The description doesn't make sense, what's happening doesn't make sense, and I love it anyway.
I know.
What's wrong with me?
I don't know that I've ever seen a woman bend and snap and go, that's the ticket.
That's actually how my wife and I met.
All right. Legally Blonde. Did she break your nose?
No, I bended and snapped.
So what are we looking at today in this really funny movie?
Back when they used to put Disney Channel movies out in theaters. We are going to talk about traits of people with self-confidence, like me.
All right. Elle Woods as a beacon of confidence. I love this.
She is. She's a shining example of how to be super duper confident.
All right.
And it's earned. It's not unearned confidence.
So number one, don't let others doubt make you doubt yourself.
Yeah, I can't imagine doing all this and Callahan's internship next year. This is gonna be so much.
Oh, Al. Come on, you're never gonna get the grades to qualify for one of those spots. You're not smart enough, sweetie.
Wait, am I on glue or did we not get into the same law school, Warner?
Well, yeah, but...
But what? We took the same LSATs and we're taking the same classes.
I know, but come on, Elle, be serious. You can do something more valuable with your time.
I'm never gonna be good enough for you, am I?
Okay, you made a jab about Disney Channel movies in theaters.
Sure.
And sure, like, when it comes to production value, like, it's kind of meat and potatoes filmmaking and storytelling. But you've got a world-class actress here.
This is the major difference, is you write a very simple, very surface-level script, and you give it to Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah.
That's not a Disney Channel movie anymore.
No, it's not. Because you could see all the things that go on in her face as he insults her and doesn't even think he's insulting her, because this is just how we treat Elle. This is just who she is. Her parents, her boyfriend, everyone in her life underestimates her. We see that early on when she's shopping.
Yeah.
And the sales associate thinks she's just this vapid blonde who she can scam. And Elle is just highly intelligent and isn't going to fall for it. You never know what somebody's actually got buried here.
Yes.
You know, people can surprise you with their intelligence, with their capability. Sometimes we surprise ourselves. And Elle, for the longest time, up until this exact point in the movie, has let the people she cares about dictate to her what she can and cannot do. And it's this realization of, I'm never going to be good enough for you, where she says, well, I'm going to prove him wrong.
I'm going to be better than what you think you want. And it's not going to go well for you, Warner.
I don't want to even come close to blaming the victim. But I will say, in therapy, a lot of times when people get stuck in cycles of being in relationships that are harmful or abusive, or they're mistreated or undervalued,
It's because people feel like that's what they deserve, right?
Exactly. They receive the love that they believe they deserve. For a long time, she's let him treat her poorly, and he breaks up with her, and she needs to get him back. Why? She's tied her worth to, if he loves me, then I'm good enough.
Yeah.
Instead of, I'm already good enough. And that's the arc of the entire movie. But you see it start to happen right here in this scene. I don't know about you guys, but my entire social feed is filled with different health trends.
Like the bend and snap workout.
Or liposuction alternatives.
Or how to increase endorphins. Endorphins make you happy.
Okay, forget the trends and turn to real-life healthcare professionals who can help you meet your health goals.
With ZocDoc, it's easy.
You can find doctors that are right for you and instantly book an appointment.
ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality, in-network doctors and click to instantly book an appointment.
Faster than getting into Harvard Law.
And we all know that's super simple. They make it so easy to find and book a doctor who's right for you.
We're talking about in-network appointments with over 100,000 healthcare providers across every specialty.
From mental health to dental health,
Eye care to skin care.
and much more.
And when you're searching for a doctor, you can filter for ones who take your insurance, are located near you, or who treat basically any condition you're looking for.
You can also see their actual appointment openings
Choose a time slot that works best for you.
and click to instantly book a visit.
Plus, ZocDoc appointments happen fast, typically within 24 to 72 hours of booking.
You can even score same-day appointments.
If I need to find a new doctor, I'm going to use ZocDoc to find and book great doctors near me.
So stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/cinematherapy to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today.
That's ZocDoc.com/cinematherapy.
ZocDoc.com/cinematherapy. That's us.
Elle Woods.
Actually, I wasn't aware that we had an assignment.
Oh.
The way Reese Witherspoon plays.
Vivian Kensington. Do you think it's acceptable that Ms. Woods is not prepared?
This presentational, smiley, bubbly.
Yeah.
I don't.
Would you support my decision to ask her to leave class and to return only when she is prepared?
Absolutely.
Even though it's uncomfortable, this is absolutely good for her.
But it could also go the other way.
But it could also go the other way because, unlike her boyfriend, this professor isn't calling out Elle's worth or her intelligence. She's just saying, "You're unprepared, get out of my class." But Elle could crumple and fold and take this as an insult. She could fight the system, she could get offended, she could see herself as a loser, but she takes the right lesson from it, which is, I better go get my ass in gear. I better go study and be prepared for this, because it's Harvard freaking law.
But I was just kidding myself. Callahan never saw me as a lawyer. He just saw me as a piece of ass. Just like everybody else.
Jennifer Coolidge is great in everything.
She's always perfect.
Turns out I am a joke.
No, you're not a joke.
Just brush this right
Besties. Zesty besties.
The hell with law school. I just wanted to say goodbye.
If you're going to let one stupid prick ruin your life, you're not the girl I thought you were.
Montage! That's great. That's super fun. Like, is it cheeseball and a little hackneyed? Sure. Do
Yeah.
I love it anyway? Absolutely.
Well, you know, early 2000s cheese is the most bubblegummy, brightly colored.
Bubblegum cheese.
Yeah. Oh, gross. Never mind.
Whoever said orange was the new pink was seriously disturbed.
And I mean, the point here is she's doubting herself because she's being objectified literally by her professor.
Well, and she thought that she got to her place because of her intelligence and her abilities, and learns that she was objectified, and she doubts the whole thing. Because when it comes to worth, our worth is just here. We take it with us, right?
Yeah.
Nothing contributes or takes away from it. Our worth just is.
It's
We're human
inherent.
beings. And yet we can attach our worth to what others say about us, others' judgments of us, or our judgments of ourselves. And what the professor is doing here is, Elle, you're not seeing, you've already got what it takes.
Yeah.
This guy is an asshat, and just because he objectified you and put you in your position doesn't mean you can't do it. Girl power!
Yep.
I'm all about girl power, even though I got man parts. We were roommates, you know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what he means. I don't want to know.
Trust me on this one. You don't want to know.
So the worth is there, but actually seizing hold of it requires you to do the work.
Unless the defendant attempted to contact every single one-night stand to determine if a child resulted in those unions, he has no parental claim over this child whatsoever. Why now? Why this sperm?
I believe you've just won your case.
So I know this is not the point of the scene, but I do miss the candy-colored MacBooks.
For sure.
I really do.
Ms. Woods, you did well today.
Really?
Oh, iBooks.
You're applying for my internship, aren't you?
I don't know.
You should. You have a resume?
Yes.
Obviously, this is earlier in the film. We're jumping around in
We're jumping around in time. But she did the work, which is have a resume.
It's pink.
Oh, and it's scented. I think it gives it a little something extra, don't you think?
Beyond that, she also
Well,
did
see
the
you
work
next class.
to make her argument, which was very good.
Confidence comes from being authentic.
Yeah.
And vice versa, right? When you feel confident, you are authentic, but also stepping into authenticity brings you confidence. As long as you embrace the simple fact that when you are authentic, there will be people who do not like it and they will reject you.
There will be lovers, there will be haters.
And the fact that she has a pink resume and that it's scented, and you might think, well, that is not professional and they're not going to like it. Maybe some people don't.
Sure.
But the fact is, your people will. Your people want your individuality. They want exactly who you are. I started therapy as well. I'm now licensed therapist. I have to be taken seriously. I have to act how therapists act. I have to dress how therapists dress. My office must look like a therapy office. And I hated it and it was miserable. And my clients couldn't tell me apart from anybody. I decided, you know what? I'm going to have a few touches of who I am.
Sure.
So a Yoda gumball machine and a Superman like tall action
Like
figure.
standee kind
like
of
a
thing.
Superman standee, and that's all I had. And people immediately were put at ease when they come into my office the first time because I wasn't an intimidating therapist, I was me. And now with all of this, I'm really fully stepping into who I am. I'm a licensed therapist who loves movies. Being uniquely you and embracing that you will be rejected, but you will also find your people, helps you to find your confidence because you're not living for people pleasing. You're not shooting yourself into how am I supposed to behave and act. You're being your authentic self.
As a film director, I suffer from all the same delusions that every filmmaker must suffer from, which is I alone can tell this story and I am the world's greatest conveyor of cinematic truth. We're all tortured and weird.
James Cameron says that, but in his case, he might be right.
He might be right.
Yeah.
I always have self-doubt that people are going to figure out that I have no fucking clue what I'm doing on a film set. But I never have the self-doubt of somebody comes to me and says, I don't think you should do that. I think you should do this. When they do that, my response is always either, oh, that is a better idea. Great. Or, no.
I know what I want.
I know what I want, and we're going to do what I want.
Yeah.
Again, because of the delusion.
I object.
No, because
Because of the confidence.
Because of the confidence.
That's what it is.
Next, persons with confidence engage in positive affirmations about themselves and others.
Wish me luck, Bruiser. This is my first class as a serious law student.
That dog needs some positive affirmations.
I totally look the part.
Why are Chihuahuas always shivering?
Why are they all so shaky?
Like, is
They
it
just look nervous all the time. And granted, I would be nervous if my legs were made out of chopsticks.
the difference between confidence and arrogance really comes down to how you see other people. Arrogance requires you to be one up. Others are less than.
Oh, okay.
So like her boyfriend, you're not smart enough for her ex-boyfriend. Sorry, you're not smart enough for me. You're kind of vapid. I need to marry a Vanderbilt. Like all these things. He calls her Pooh Bear. But arrogance is competition. Arrogance is superiority by someone else being inferior. Confidence is, I know my worth. I know I'm great. And I think you are too, and I want you to see it. But positive self-affirmations, you're not bullshitting yourself. It's not a lie. It's being able to see the good in you and to hone in on and say, this is something I'm good at. This is something I like about myself. And it's a very healthy thing.
And according to this communique from the prison, our client apparently had a visit from her sister, a Miss Delta New. Anyone you know?
Yes, I went to visit her.
What the hell do you mean you went to visit her?
I went to get her alibi.
Did you get it?
It's really good.
Well, great. What is it?
Oh, I can't tell you.
Why the hell not?
Because I promised her I'd keep it a secret, and I can't break the bonds of sisterhood.
Screw sisterhood! This is a murder trial, not some scandal. At the sorority house, I want the alibi.
I can't give it to you. But I can tell you she is innocent.
Mr. Callahan, Mrs. Wyndham Vandemark is online too for you.
Someone reason with her while I take this.
Are you crazy? Just tell him the alibi.
No.
We're gonna lose this case if you don't.
Well, then we're not very good lawyers.
If you tell him, he'll probably hire you as a summer associate. Who cares about Brooke? Think about yourself.
Some of Blair
I gave her my
knows.
word, Warner.
So what?
You know, back to the Disney Channel writing. Nobody is that brazen and silly and like, who cares?
Yeah.
Integrity.
Think about yourself.
Just think about yourself more.
And that's the thing about the Disney Channel is its messaging, right? The moralizing.
Yeah.
I mean, in my opinion, most great stories have a point. Therefore, most great stories have a moral.
Oh, yeah.
But when they are just like, here it is, there's no nuance. You don't have to think about it. We're just handing it to you, and we're
Slap
showing
you.
you who's bad and who's.
Slap you in the face like a dead fish.
Listen, when we say that this movie is like a Disney Channel movie, we like Disney Channel movies.
Yeah, we're not mad. Like, this is great.
So the psychology of integrity and how that yields confidence. You've heard the phrase cognitive dissonance, which is the discomfort you feel when your behavior does not line up with your beliefs or values.
Right.
We feel not only discomfort, but guilt or shame or disappointment in ourselves when we have an ideal and we fail to live up to it. The beauty of integrity, as we talked about in our Good Place episode, the little voice that goes away when you do the right thing. Elle, in standing by her client and not betraying confidentiality and keeping the promise that she made. She may have all this external pressure, but what she also has is internal peace. And when we compromise our values, we also compromise our confidence. I know any number of times in my life where I have failed to live up to who I wanted to be. It affected my ability to look at myself in the mirror, sleep at night, or, you know, give advice to other people because I felt like a fraud. But when I am at least trying to, and definitely when I am living up to who I want to be, it's a lot easier to live with myself. That the confidence just kind of comes naturally.
And this is, as a person who has struggled with addiction for a big chunk of my life, that has been my constant companion, is just knowing that nobody really knows the real me.
Yeah.
Right? And if I was just living in integrity, which fortunately I have been, I've been sober for a while now, and that's great. And life is so much easier.
Yeah.
The addiction was easier than living with integrity sometimes, but living with integrity overall is so much easier than all of the other bullshit you have to do to cover up.
This is a phrase I use in therapy that I came up with, which is the easy way becomes the hard way.
Yes.
And the hard way becomes the easy way. It's hard at first to stand up to people. It's hard at first to say, no, I'm not going to do this. I'm drawing a boundary. It's much easier just to give in. But then over time, that becomes a really hard life. The pressure of it, the depression of it, the anxiety of it, the fear of it, the self-betrayal of it.
You know, in the case of addiction, the lies, right?
Yeah.
You've got to maintain all these lies, and which lie am I telling to who, and it's so much.
But when you do the hard thing, and you draw the boundary, and you live in integrity, and you live in honesty, and you say, this is what I'm struggling with, this is who I am, these are what my boundaries are, this is what I will and won't do, it becomes easier over time because people respect it, and they know who they're dealing with.
Exactly.
And you don't have that internal pressure of, like you were saying, the lies and the dishonesty.
Yeah, well, and you just have the confidence of, hey, I lived in integrity yesterday, and the day before that, and the day before that, probably going to do it today, too.
Yeah.
Well, you know what competition's really about, don't you? It's about ferocity, carnage, balancing human intelligence with animal diligence, knowing exactly what you want and how far you'll go to get it. How far will Elle go?
Oh, no. No, she misunderstood.
Hitting on me?
You're a beautiful girl.
So everything you just said?
I'm a man who knows what he wants.
And I'm a law student who just realized her professor is a pathetic asshole.
Too bad. I thought you were a law student who wanted to be a lawyer.
What is the simplest possible way we can get to the point where he hits on her and is gross? Oh, just have him directly hit on her and be gross.
Hang on, sorry.
This is never telegraphed.
No.
Like, he's just been, like, kind of a cool dude.
There's been no seeds planted for this in the movie.
None whatsoever. He's a relatively cool professor who's, you know, hard-charging and kind of like, he's focused. And then suddenly, like, huh? It kind of comes out of nowhere. It works for the story, it doesn't work for his character, really.
Well, listen, I'm sure that happens in real life where people surprise you by hitting on you or being sleazy and you didn't see it coming. But in a movie, it kind of just hits you upside the head, like suddenly.
Yeah.
Is this guy bad? I liked him.
What?
What?
Yeah, a little bit of whiplash.
Start counting.
Something I really like about Elle, especially like from the moment at the party on where she realizes about her boyfriend, I will never be good enough for you, a light bulb goes on. And I know change often is gradual, but we do have moments where we have massive paradigm shifts all at once. And that is a very realistic part of this movie to me when she realizes, oh, I've been doing this for my boyfriend's approval. I'm never going to have it. And then suddenly realizing, and I don't need it.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this for me. And that change serves her here because she knows her worth.
Mm-hmm.
She knows how she will and won't be treated. She's already practiced in standing up for herself. And so, again, to my point about the hard way becomes the easy way, the more you stand up for yourself, the more you draw boundaries, the more you say, this is what I'm okay with and this is what I'm not okay with, the easier it gets to keep doing that.
Yes.
So if you're at a place where you feel weak, vulnerable, not practiced in that sort of thing, and that first step feels big, it is.
Yeah.
It's scary to start, but the more you do it, the easier it gets. And then you can use that to inspire others and help others out.
So I called your room last night.
I heard.
I was thinking maybe we could go out sometime.
No.
He's got like Urkel voice.
I'm in law school.
Look, I'm not gonna go out with you. I can't believe you'd even ask.
Yeah, this is not how people talk.
Like
You don't just say, I am feeling this right now.
People like me don't go out with losers like you. I love this though.
Why didn't you call me?
What?
We spent a beautiful night together and then I never hear from you again?
I'm sorry?
Sorry for what? For breaking my heart or for giving me the greatest pleasure I've ever known and then just taking it away?
Both?
Well, forget it.
You know who this is, right?
Too many hours
This actor?
No.
It's Osgood Perkins. It's Anthony Perkins' son. He now directs horror movies.
Shut up.
He made the monkey.
Norman Bates from Psycho, that's his son. He
That's
made
his
the
son.
Muppet movie?
No, the monkey.
That ultra-violent, like, horror film?
Very splattery Stephen King movie. That's that guy.
Oh my god.
We're going to do our very best with you boys. It's just that our very best might be pretty bad.
My favorite thing about this is it speaks to the point I was making earlier. Confidence versus arrogance. Arrogance is what her boyfriend had at the beginning, or actually throughout the film. Her ex-boyfriend, he's arrogant. Confidence is, I know my worth and I want to help you see your worth. I don't need to tear you down to build myself up. So here's Elle. She feels great about herself. She's attacking life the way she wants to, and she's doing it her way. And now she wants to transfer some of that pixie dust over to her friend so that he can see, like, no, you're great too.
Well, and half of the reason her actions in the scene even work is because she approaches him with so much confidence.
Right.
Her absolute self-assurity in that scene is what makes the other girls go, hang on.
Hey.
What's with this Oz Perkins guy?
And so they're going to hook up with him and he's going to let them down.
Yeah.
That is what's going to happen.
This is a temporary win. It was a temporary win.
Which, of course, dovetails into what we've been talking about this whole time. Know your worth.
Elle. I just wanted to say that you were so brilliant in there. And that I was wrong. And you are the girl for me.
Really?
Yes. Pooh Bear. I love you.
Oh, Warner. I've waited so long to hear you say that. But if I'm going to be a partner in a law firm by the time I'm 30, I need a boyfriend who's not such a complete bonehead.
And then the triumphant music. Listen.
And then she walks off into the light.
Like,
where you can see the light stands. Whoopsie.
What is happening outside right now? Is this the beginning of Terminator 2? Like, what happened? Like,
no, she went to heaven.
She literally...
She burned him so hard that she died. So this scene is super telegraphed, right? We've seen this coming from 9 miles away, like basically from the dinner when he breaks up with her.
You know this is going to happen.
Scene is going to happen, and it happens in kind of the most obvious way possible.
Yeah.
Which is, on the one hand, maybe not great writing, but on the other hand, maybe it's the best writing in the world that this rich fail son is just like, oh, me want you back now. Me say take back, you come. And it doesn't work for some reason.
Well, listen, and there's also the psychological component of we watch movies to vicariously go on journeys with the characters.
Yes.
Women who have felt minimalized, cast aside, or treated like garbage by men. This is a fist-pumping moment for them.
Yeah.
It's a feature, not a bug.
I have almost certainly done this exact thing, but I was less stupid about it, so it's hard for me to imagine a guy just being that dumb. But I guarantee there are going to be 5,000 women in the comments below who are like, oh no, I had a guy do it, but it was dumber.
Yeah, right? You're like, no one's that obvious, and they're like,
they are.
On our very first day at Harvard, a very wise professor quoted Aristotle. The law is reason free from passion. Well, no offense to Aristotle, but in my 3 years at Harvard, I have come to find that passion is a key ingredient to the study and practice of law and of life.
Yeah, here at Cinema Therapy,
with
we believe in emotions.
Courage of conviction and strong sense of self that we take our next steps into the world. Remembering that first impressions are not always correct.
Because we're besties
always
now.
Have faith in people. And most importantly, you must always have faith in yourself. Congratulations, class of 2004. We did it!
I love that she ends on that squealy little note.
It's got to be Elle Woods, right?
Well, because that's thematically sound as well. She's being herself.
Yes.
And that is how Elle Woods acts.
That is Elle, yep.
This scene really encapsulates all 6 traits that we've been talking about today.
You got all that, honey?
Yeah.
What I really want to hone in on is she's being authentically herself, and she's using her confidence and her individuality to encourage others to do the same. Her whole message to everybody there is follow your passion and lean into your individuality, because that's how you give your unique gift to the world.
Well, and she's not just uplifting other people and helping other people in this one scene, right?
Yeah.
She's helping Jennifer Coolidge all the time. She's helping people throughout the film.
She helps her former romantic rival, and they become besties.
This is very much in character for Elle Woods.
Yeah. And that also is my favorite plot point in the movie, is that it starts with women hating on each other because they like the same guy, and then they both decide, he sucks, and we're great, let's be best friends.
Yeah. So until next time.
Exercise gives you endorphins.
And endorphins make you happy.
And happy people don't shoot their husbands.
And watch movies.
So shout out, thank you to our patrons, folks who support us over on our Patreon. Folks like
Chungus Blorf.
Chungus Blorf. Austin 38.
Directed Castle.
Esmeralda.
And Kate Thompson.
Thank you, all of you, but especially you, Chungus.